Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to a new session of your 11th Standard Entrepreneurship. We have been seeing about ethical entrepreneurship in our previous session, and we have also seen the case study. So now we will see what is ethics. What are all the things we call it to be ethics, right? Ethics refers to well-founded standards of right and wrong that prescribe what humans ought to do, usually in terms of rights, obligations, benefits to society, fairness or specific virtues. Ethics, for instance, means those standards that impose the reasonable obligations to refrain from stealing, murder, assault and fraud. Ethical standards also include those that enjoin virtues of honesty, compassion and loyalty. So, ethics is the well-founded standards of the things being defined as right or wrong. Any activity when it is defined to be right by everyone, that comes under the ethics. And anything that is said to be wrong, yes, for example, committing a murder is a wrong activity. Yes, so that is not accepted by anyone in the society. So that is non-ethical. Yes, then that prescribe what humans ought to do. So what are all the set of activities one can do? What are all the things which one cannot do? That forms the part of ethics. So that is usually in terms of the rights. What are all the rights one have? Then the obligations which they have, the benefits to the society, and fairness and specific virtues. Yes, so how one treats others and how he wishes to be treated himself. Yes, so this comparison, when we want to be treated with much of respect in the society, definitely it implies that we also should treat others with respect. Yes, yes, we usually say this saying, no, give respect and take respect. So whatever we give, we will get it back. Yes, so that is the basic ethics. So when we have to be treated with respect, yes, when we want someone who comes in front of us to just salute us and give huge respect to us, we should definitely treat them with that equal respect. That is ethics. Now, for instance, it means those standards that impose the reasonable obligations to refrain. Okay, so there should be some reasonable things which one should not do even if they get a chance to do. Yes, so say when you are walking on a road, you find some 2000 rupees note. Yes, one 2000 rupee note, you find it there. So there are two options in front of you. Three options we have in front of us. The same, like the case study we have seen, the same $10 million, we had Carly, we had Jane, we had Tonya. Yes, the same way we also have three options in front of us. One, we will just ignore that and we will walk. One type. Second type, take it, put it in the pocket and walk. So we will use it for ourselves. Third, take it, if possible, find the person and hand over the money, or just give it to some other charity. Yes, so that is the third way. So usually the third one is said to be having more ethics. Yes, the first thing, you are ignoring and walking away, no one is going to point you out. Yes, because many people walk that way, many people come, many people go. But if you are also not going to see that, you have seen but you are ignoring that, you are not coming into the picture at all. You become invisible at this point. If you take it, put it in your pocket and walk, yes, now what happened? You have stealed someone's hard-earned money. Yes, so that action has to be refrained. No, I will not do this. I will just try to hand it over to the person, or you give it to some charity organization. I don't want this money. I don't want the other person's hard-earned money. Yes, so I am refraining myself from stealing that money. Clear? So that is ethics. And doing murder, assault, fraud, all these. Refraining means stopping ourselves from doing certain thing. Okay, so that is called as refraining. So when we refrain ourselves from these things, it is said to be ethics. Then ethical standards also include those that enjoin virtues of honesty, compassion and loyalty. So if we had taken this money and handed over it to the person who had lost that amount, then we are said to be honest. Yes, so that is honesty. Compassion is nothing but putting ourselves in others' place and thinking what they would do or what we should do. Yes, so think what would have happened if we have lost 2000 rupees somewhere. Yes, so that is how we should think. That is compassion, right? So all these together forms ethics. Ethics also refers to the study and development of one's ethical standards. So if we are honest already, we should improve our honesty. The standard has to be improved. Then it is necessary to constantly examine one's standards to ensure that they are reasonable and well-founded. So each and everyone's standards, it has to be examined then and there, that if our standard is reasonable, is our way of thinking good. Yes, so that has to be periodically examined. Ethics also means the continuous effort of our own moral beliefs and our moral conduct. So it is all about the moral values. So now coming on to business ethics. Business ethics comprises of the study of proper business policies and practices regarding potentially controversial issues such as corporate governance, insider trading, bribery, discrimination, corporate social responsibility and fiduciary responsibilities. Business ethics are often guided by law, while other times provide a basic framework that businesses may choose to follow in order to gain public acceptance. So business ethics is nothing but what are all the set of activities that can be performed in the course of business and what are all the set of activities that should not be performed in the course of business. That forms the part of business ethics. So it could be the many controversial issues would be there. So let us take the corporate governance, insider trading, bribery, yes, giving commission, right, giving bribe to do to make someone work for us. Yes, so that is again a very big mistake. To get our works done quickly, we give certain amount to the person concerned. So that is bribing, okay. So that has to be avoided. And then the discrimination, differentiating people, and also about the corporate social responsibility, all these, okay, all these put together forms the part of business ethics. And business ethics are often guided by law. Of course, as I said, the course of business, the activities of business, everything is guided by the law. And that has to be followed because it provides a basic framework that businesses may choose to follow in order to gain public acceptance. This law, business ethics, the law which we follow for the business, that often gives us the rules and regulations that has to be followed so that public will accept the business, right? Now, why is ethics important to an entrepreneur? The belief that businesses have a social responsibility is quite commonplace now, though it's a relatively new phenomenon. In the start of 1980s, business ethics was introduced and the combination of ethics and entrepreneurship was highly unusual. And according to Johann Wemp, ethical entrepreneurship, in a nutshell, amounts to the achievement of ethical goals through entrepreneurship. There is little more to it than that, and it merges with the terms social entrepreneurship, social corporate entrepreneurship, and corporate social responsibility. So now, why do we say that this ethics is important for an entrepreneur? Why is it important from the business point of view? That we should understand. So the belief that businesses have a social responsibility is quite commonplace now. Okay, today we are telling that every business unit that is located in a particular area, they have some social responsibility. What is that social responsibility? They should at least help. They should coordinate with the government, maybe in laying roads in that area. We expect them to do it today. Yes. So, for example, let us take the Caterpillar company, which is there in Tiruvallur now. If it is located for a very big area, right? So, we at least expect them to repair the street lights when it is not working, or when the road is not good. We expect them to coordinate with the government and put the roads. Yes, we are expecting all these things. How come this happened? It is his own business. Who are we to ask them to do all these things? No, we cannot ask previously. But after this term, ethical entrepreneurship came. Okay, this has come into practice. So now, see, it was of course a new phenomenon previously, and in the start of 1980s, okay, during this 1980s, business ethics was completely a new term. And when it was introduced with the combination of ethics and entrepreneurship, that was completely contradictory. Yes, both together is definitely not possible, because when it is a business, money is the main motive. So, when money becomes the first thing, definitely social values go apart. So, combining these two was definitely a very big difficult task, right? But then it happened, okay? So, according to Johann Wemp, ethical entrepreneurship in a nutshell amounts to the achievement of ethical goals through entrepreneurship. So, whatever we want to do to society, we should have goals first based on that, and that has to be done through this entrepreneurship. That is how this ethical entrepreneurship was defined by Johann Wemp. Now, there is little more to it than that. So, there is something more than this more than this definition for this ethical entrepreneurship. So, it merges with the terms. There are different terms which we can imply today for this ethical entrepreneurship, which we call it as social entrepreneurship, social corporate entrepreneurship, and then corporate social responsibility. There are many discussions about moral and ethics. It is very complicated issue, as people have different views of what is ethical and moral depending on their religious background, culture, education, etc. So, the ethics and moral values definitely varies from place to place based on the culture we follow, based on the tradition we follow, based on our education also. Of course, it is different, and it is of course difficult to lay down a common process for this ethical entrepreneurship. So, here is one story to explain how ethics prevails in entrepreneurship. Amal and Kamal, father and son respectively, had built up a thriving retail grocery shop in Haldwani, Uttaranchal. One of their suppliers, having delivered a large consignment of rice and sugar, left the bill with Kamal. He kept that in a small cabinet in the shop. Then both the supplier and Kamal forgot about it. After about 8 months or so, at the end of March, Amal began to clear the backlog and looked carefully into the cabinet. He discovered the unpaid bill and informed Kamal. The latter was shocked. Amal asked Kamal to contact the supplier immediately and clear his dues. And Kamal replied, "No, father, it is the supplier's duty to remember and collect his dues. Why should we chase him?" Amal replied, "Son, that is not the way honorable people do business. It is the innermost belief, that is the sense of values and business ethics, which guided Kamal to pay what is due to the supplier." So now this is the case. Amal and Kamal, Amal was father and Kamal is son. So they had a grocery shop, yes, at Uttaranchal, and they had a supplier who had supplied a large consignment. Large consignment is a very big quantity of rice and sugar. Yes, so after supplying the goods, the bill has to be taken by the supplier. the person who receives the goods, they will sign in this consignment copy that I have received on this date so and so. The person will sign and he has to return the bill copy to the supplier, because with that bill copy only the supplier can chase the person for payment. Okay. So on that case, what happened? The supplier has misplaced the bill with Kamal itself. So what happens? Kamal, he also, without much of concentration, he left it in the small cabinet in the shop itself. So after 8 months, okay. So after 8 months, what happens? During the March end, yes. So Amal comes. He wants to clear all the backlog works, the works which were pending for long time. He wanted to clear all those works, and finally what he did, he cleared the backlog and he was able to check this bill from the cabinet. So what he did, he thinks he discovered the unpaid bill and informed Kamal. So he calls Kamal and he says that, see, this bill is still unpaid and also the bill is with us. So the supplier would have not known. So contact the supplier and tell them about the payment that we will pay during this period of time, whatever it is, just inform the supplier. This is what Amal says. So now Kamal is asking, if that is the concern of supplier, because he has supplied goods, he should receive money from us. So he should remember and he should call us for the money. Why should we call them? That is the question Kamal asks. So now Amal says, no, that is not the way a honorable people do the business. So this is not the way one can do the business. If we are following honesty, it is clearly meant that we should not keep silent in this matter, because the bill is also with us. So the supplier would have not even known that he has not received the payment from us. So on that case, we should remind them and we should make the payment. So this sense of values and business ethics that guided Kamal to pay, which was due to the supplier. So after this, Kamal was ready to pay to the supplier. He was ready to remind to the supplier and he wanted to pay to the supplier. So now, what would have happened if they had not paid the bill? A person who is ready to send us large consignment, if we are not going to be honest to them, and when they find it out at their end, what will happen? Will they do business with us the next time? Definitely not. Yes, we will get a name of being cheated. Yes, we are cheating others. That should not be done. Knowingly or unknowingly, we would be marked as cheaters. So that should not be there. So we should have some basic ethical values that would drive us and also our business successfully, right? So entrepreneurs today encounter uniquely challenging ethical problems. So they typically operate in stressful business environments. Of course, the business environment is very stressful and they often struggle to find time and perspective for focused ethical reflection. So they do not find time to get hold of all these ethical values, but still entrepreneurs have limited time to focus on the ethical issues. Often they are not interested in ethical questions beyond addressing an immediate business problem. So when it comes to be an ethical value or an immediate business problem, definitely an entrepreneur's mind would be going for this business problem. Yes, however, most of them also agree that ethical behavior is essential for an effective economic system. So many of them agree, yes, ethics is important, but when I face a question from this ethical value and when I face a business problem, where would I go for? Yes, my mind will automatically think about this business problem. Then, entrepreneurs make choices and take actions that affect many, usually without the moral guidance available in established organization. So, any choice or decisions that an entrepreneur takes that does not affect only him, but also the entire organization, the people who are working with the organization, the suppliers of the organization, the buyers from the organization, so all these people will get affected, right? Yes, their decisions can strengthen or seriously weaken a firm's future business viability. So a decision which they are going to take that will either improve the organization, it will make the organization even more strong, or it will weaken the organization. It is all dependent on the decision of the entrepreneur. So, a decision which is taken with the ethical value will definitely not go wrong. Now, the cases of Enron, WorldCom, Anderson and other giants of USA are shining examples of results of unethical decisions by key personnel of those enterprises. So, all these examples, just go to Google, search. Yes, that is going to be the assignment of this session. So, just search what are all the unethical decisions taken by these firms and how it had affected the business. Yes, right. However, what exactly is the right thing? All of us know about integrity, promise keeping, commitment and truthfulness. We learned these traits from childhood. So, what do we say it as a right thing? See, when one person thinks this as a right thing, it goes the other way for the other person. Yes, so the other person may not be able to take it as a right thing, but which one would be said as right, which is universally accepted as right, that is the right thing. That's it. Okay, so all of us know about integrity, promise keeping, commitment and truthfulness, and we learn these traits from childhood. An important question arises for us personally and in the business world. Do we practice integrity or do we have it imposed on us from an external force? So, being genuine to one person, being loyal to one person, being honest, all these, are we practicing it from ourselves or we take it as a social pressure from the external force? So, this question has to be answered by each and every one of us. So, when the answer is going to be the practice is from ourselves, definitely there is not going to be any problem. But if it is being imposed, when we take it as a pressure from the society, definitely we would not be able to follow it for a longer period of time. The capital we use to build our business becomes consumed through production. The capital which we invest for business, that will be taken by the business completely in the production activity. But the capital of our character outlast all material resources. So, apart from all these capitals, production activities, everything, yes, the ethical value we have, the moral value we have, that will outlast forever, right? And as entrepreneurs climb the ladder of success, they should not forget that for success to be long lasting, they will have to follow some ethical standards in their business practices. So, it is not that one time success. So, is it okay for an entrepreneur to get a huge profit in 2020 and a very big loss in 2021? No, we are working for profit. So, on that point of time, we should work on keeping the success which will be long lasting. Yes. So, for that they should definitely follow some ethical standards. So, some of the examples could be given as providing quality and correct quantity of goods to consumers. Yes, when a packet is going to have 1 kilogram as the weight marked, yes, it should contain 1 kilo. Yes, if it is going to be only 950 grams, 50 grams, of course, it may not look big, but for an organization, every 50 grams in one packet, yes, that is cheating our consumers, right? So, consumers should blindly believe that, yes, this organization will never cheat the consumers. So, that belief when we get from the customers, definitely we will be successful for a long period of time. Then, of course, the quality should never be compromised. And then, keeping in mind the environmental issues during production. So, if we are going to cause any pollution to the environment where the industry is located or the business is located, if we are going to cause any pollution, what is the solution we are going to give to the people around us? That has to be taken into consideration. Then, paying the minimum and correct wages to the workers. So, it is not that organization has to give its entire profit to its workers. No one expects that, but they should give correct wages as they deserve. Yes, then not to use child labor in their production. Yes, children should not be used for production activities or any business activities, children should not be used. and then judicious use of natural resources. Whatever restriction the government has imposed on using the natural resources, with that limitations we should work with the natural resources. So without following the rules and regulations, when we are doing something which is said to be illegal, that is against the ethics, right? So in the next session we will see about entrepreneurial values, attitudes and motivation. Thank you. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.